Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Raghuveer. In this class, we will discuss about stochastic gradient descent with momentum. It's an optimizer technique. So in our last class, we discussed about what's the problem with stochastic gradient descent. This stochastic gradient descent with momentum gives us a solution to overcome that problem. And we discussed about exponential weighted average in our previous classes. We used the concept of exponential weighted average in this class. So please follow our playlist from the beginning so that you will have a better understanding of the complete deep learning concepts. The link for the playlist is provided in the description below. Coming to today's class, let's first refresh the concept of what's the problem with stochastic gradient descent or batch gradient descent. Then we go into the concept of momentum. So let's take an example. This is the contour plot for our loss function in our stochastic gradient descent or batch gradient descent. If we are using stochastic gradient descent or batch gradient descent, our weights are moving in different directions and finally moves towards the convergence. Here the problem is convergence is slow. It is taking different directions. Our weights are moving in different directions, finally moving towards the convergence. Convergence is slow but computationally easy. We have to keep that computation easy, but we have to converge fast. That is what we have to do. But in gradient descent, if you take gradient descent, convergence is fast. It is directly moving towards the direction of minimum point. So, but computationally, it is gradient descent is computationally costly. So we have to keep the cost minimum, computation cost minimum, but we have to converge first. That is what we have to identify. That is the solution for this. So what we do here is, in our last class when we discussed about exponential weighted average, if our data points are like this, if you compute the exponential weighted average, so what it is doing, it is giving a smooth curve average like this, smooth averages like this. That is what exponential weighted average is doing. Now let's check the SGD and batch gradient descent. Our gradients which we are calculating in stochastic gradient descent or batch gradient descent, they are giving the direction based on the gradient value. Our weights are moving in different directions. So this is this like this. If you take the exponential weighted average of our gradients, then it will move like this, means it is directly moving towards the minimum point. That's the logic we use here in stochastic gradient descent plus momentum. So what we are doing here, for our gradients we are doing the exponential weighted average, means previous gradients also taken into consideration. Computationally easy plus converging fast. It is not converging as speed as gradient descent, but almost 60% of the gradient descent speed. So that's what that is the logic we use here. Now coming to the equations, Wt is equal to Wt minus 1 minus eta dou L by dou W Wt minus 1. This is the equation for stochastic gradient descent. Eta means here learning rate. Usually we use alpha. Instead of that we are placing it as eta here. If you consider this derivative value as g of t, the equation changes as Wt is equal to Wt minus 1 minus eta gt. Now what we are doing, instead of taking this derivative of this point, we are taking the exponential weighted averages of previous derivatives also. In place of it, we have to change it to exponential weighted average. Vt is equal to gamma Vt minus 1 plus eta gt. Here gamma means in our exponential weighted average when we discussed about it, here gamma means beta value, eta means 1 minus beta value. So instead of that we are using different terms, gamma and eta. So gamma Vt minus 1 plus eta gt. We are calculating the previous exponential weighted average of previous gradients also. This is also taken into consideration. This term we call it as momentum. So why we call it as momentum? Let's understand it. Let's first understand the equation, then we understand why we call it as momentum. Wt is equal to Wt minus 1 minus Vt. Instead of this we are adding Vt, means we are taking the exponential weighted average value. So what we are doing here, previously calculated gradient values, average, exponential weighted average of previously calculated gradients are taken into consideration. So that is the reason we are moving converging fast. Means if your weights are moving like this, so we are showing it in 2 dimension. Assume that in each dimension we are updating our exponential weighted average. So if your weights are moving in this direction, the average value is adding up, keeps on adding. Previously collected gradients are also adding, and we are taking a long jumps here because of this momentum term. We are taking long jumps towards the minimum point. That's why we are converging fast. We are taking long jumps because of this added previously calculated gradient average values. So we will converge fast. That is the advantage of stochastic gradient descent with momentum. With momentum, previous gradients are adding. Means average of exponential average of previous gradients are adding up. So now let's check some of the advantages. In the first advantages, see here we are taking long jumps. Because of that, we are showing it in 2 dimension. If suppose think that this is 1 dimension, if our weights are updating from here, if our weights is here, in the next updation means we are taking the gradient and previously calculated gradients, momentum also, means we are taking long jumps. There is a chance of from here to jumping towards this side. Means if there is a small hump, means small bump like this, this is a non-convex function, there is a chance of moving towards the global minima. Because of this added momentum, we are taking a long jump from here to, if you jump here, there is a chance of moving towards the next global minima. That is one of the advantage. And the second advantage is Ravines, means it is converging fast. Ravines means if you take a non-convex function, if you take it in one dimension, it is straight, and in other direction if it is slant. See here, this direction, this is straight, and in this direction if it is slant. What happens if you don't use the momentum term? This oscillates here only. It will oscillate here for a long time, and it will take long time for converging. But with this added momentum, it is going fast. With momentum we are moving fast towards the minimum point. So that's why convergence is speed in stochastic gradient descent with the momentum. And the disadvantages are, let's assume that we are, with this added momentum, we are taking long jumps. Let's check what happens here. From here, if you take jump from here to here, in the next step we will jump this side, this side, this side. It keeps on oscillating here. Going near to the minimum point is difficult in some situations. That is the disadvantage we have in stochastic gradient descent with the momentum. Because of that added momentum term, it is taking long jumps. It will keeps on oscillating here and here. Going more towards the minimum point is sometimes difficult to go. That is the disadvantages with the stochastic gradient descent with the momentum term. Okay, this is all about stochastic gradient descent with momentum, and there are different optimizers. We will discuss one by one in our next coming classes. Hope you understand the concept. If you have any questions regarding the concept, please post your questions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. Thank you.